My top, Tampa Bay, let's roll, it's game day, Rays on the diamond, bolts in the sky, Bucs on the goal line, Bulls ride or die, from the tailgate talk to the bright field glow, you know where to go, it's the JP Peterson Show. Hey!
Well, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. We're breaking news. We're having fun, bringing you some information, hopefully making you laugh once in a while. We're glad you're here with us today. It's another day of football season, Timmy. IndyCar Tim with me from our Dallas studios. Here. What's up, partner? How are you?
Living the dream, man. Football, stadium talk, baseball. What could you want?
Right? I got... There's so much shit going on right now that I got on my sheet here to talk about. It's funny stuff. It's crazy
Break
stuff.
Out the binder.
Right? That's what I have my spiral binder here. That's your show prep right there, kids. Right there. That's professional.
I got one of those too right here. How about that?
Man, I just loaded up at Walmart.
Look at that.
Yeah. I just loaded up at Walmart. They were 38 cents for the back to school. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's load up. Sure, why not? Welcome in. Thank you guys so much for joining us already, folks in the comments. All you Petermans, appreciate you guys. You can always do that by going to YouTube, or you can go to Twitter, the JP Peterson Show, or Facebook and become part of the show. We really appreciate that. And don't forget the podcast to like and subscribe on our YouTube page as well. Lots of Bucs news to get to. Man, stuff we saw today. Can't wait to talk about that, Timmy. By the way, the Cowboys were in a big-ass brawl, huh?
They got the Saints. What do you expect?
Yeah, God, they are such cheap shot rascals. Whatever. Yeah, but no fights today, and that'll be next week in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But we'll update you on what we saw at camp today. Some interesting interviews to bring to you from there's another guy.
You think I could pay one of the players to take out Liam Cohen's knee? How much would that cost?
I think there's quite a few people on the chat that would love that.
It would fund that. Can we get a
GoFundMe? Absolutely. We got some good interviews to bring you today as well. There's another guy on this roster, Timmy, that definitely deserves a contract extension, like without question, and he ain't getting one either. You won't come up with his name. Well, you might, because I sent you the video. He's a rookie, for God's sakes. But I'm like Caminero, let's extend him. Let's buy him out of his
right now
arbitration years. I sent you the interview so you would know. Chase McLaughlin has been freaking money for 3 years now, and I didn't even realize he's going into his contract year. So we asked him about that today, and he gave us a dad joke. I told him if he had any, every time he talks to us, I got to ask for a dad joke. I give this one about a 5 or a 6. It was okay.
All right.
But he deserves a contract extension too. Nobody's getting him around here. They're just holding on to that money, bro. Holding on to that money. So we'll hear from Chase McLaughlin, Bauer Sharp today. And there is a development in the backup quarterback job as well, as I found out from one of my queries this morning. So we'll get to all that. The Rays stadium stuff. Rays lose again. Nick Martinez was ugly. Charlie Strong's going to join us to talk a little college football, the AP Top 25, which, by the way, if you can get me a graphic for that, Timmy, that would be awesome.
On it.
Thank you.
The AP. Okay, the AP. Not
the there was the AP that came out, right? Yesterday? Coach's Poll, whatever.
One of them came out yesterday, yeah.
Coach's Poll. I got to ask Coach about his voting in the Coach's Poll, which the coaches never do. The SID does that stuff. Yeah. I wonder if he ever has any impact or input into those coaches' polls. So we'll get all that. Scott Reynolds is going to join us as well at 12:30 to talk about all things Buccaneers. So that's a show. All right, just right off the top, most of you know this, but for those who are maybe just joining us, as we put out the tweet last night, got a lot of play. Just to recap what happened yesterday, we had Bill Carlson of the Tampa City Council come on late in the show. It was a late ad, Timmy. I just sent him. It's such a great thing to be able to do this because, we're not tied to a clock and corporate radio and all that bullshit. So, I just, hey, come on the show if you can. Here's a link. He said, I got a lunch, but maybe I can jump on late. So he comes on with 10 minutes left in the show with me and Big O. And, we hit him up with a couple questions, and he basically says, yeah, the vote's going to happen next week, August 27th. And I like, okay, if the changes are what you've asked for, and they've agreed to them, and then that's in the draft, which we may see the draft today. Are you going to vote for it? He's like, well, how could I not? So I'm like, okay, well, deal's done. Deal's done. County will vote right afterwards. Ken Hagan said, he texted me yesterday, the city will vote on the 27th. So by next Thursday evening, we could have a done deal and the forever home of the Rays finally done. And that's just great news. Now, what are you
going to do with your life when this thing goes through? Like this is like one of those revenge things, right? Where you spend your entire life trying to get revenge on your father's death. And after 30 years of chasing the guy, you finally kill him. And then you're like, my name is Amigo Montoya. Yeah. You killed my father. What do I do now? The stadium deal has passed. Prepare to die. What do you do now? I die. I just die. Once it's done, I just croak. I just fall over. No, hopefully there's anticipation of the building of it, and getting my podcast studio put in the right over center field wall. So me and Big Oak and Timmy, Timmy will move here if we get that done. He'll bartend. Oh yeah, I'm in. Yeah, hell yeah, he'll move to Tampa just to bartend. Happening. Right? Yeah. So yeah, and then I spend my years watching baseball and graduation ceremonies and concerts at the new Rays stadium, and fade off into the sunset. That's my life. Amazing. Sounds fantastic, doesn't it? I was in the sand. Yeah. So that's that. Charlie Crist, our former governor running for St. Pete mayor, comes out yesterday in the primaries and says, I'm going to keep the Rays in St. Pete. We just put $60 million into the drop. It looks great. It's fantastic, which it is, and it is, but it's a little too late. So that's not happening, Charlie, but good luck with that. All right, so that's that. Now let's get to the Bucs. So we're out there just sweating away. They're going 11 on 11, doing a little goal line drill. We're not really sure sometimes what the drills are. We got to kind of piece it all together. It looked like it was like we're lining up at the 20, 18-yard line. It's fourth down. We got to throw it into the end zone. And Baker drops back. He pumps once, and then he throws a ball which looks like it's going to hit the crossbar, deep into the back of the end zone. And out of nowhere, Ted Hurst, all 6'4" of him, fully extended, goes up at the front of the end zone and just snatches it out of the air. Like I had to be 11, 12 feet high, like over the crossbar. That's pretty awesome. Unbelievable. And Winfield's in the middle of the field, and he hits him like on his hip, because that's how high he was. Winfield helmet came up to his hip and hits him. Now, luckily, he didn't land on his neck, a la Jalen McMillan last year, but he landed kind of, on his side. So he jumped right up, but touchdown, survived the hit, survived the ground. And everybody's like, did you just see that? And then he gets up 2 plays later, catches a kind of a skiddy post over the middle and just hits the afterburners. Gone. And then 2 plays later, crossing route, catches another one, goes up and snatches a contested catch and beats the DB there and takes it to the house. Anything else we can do for you, Baker? Anything, get you some coffee maybe? This kid is freaking unbelievable. Like, he's doing Randy Moss shit out there. It's and that's no hyperbole. This is crazy what this kid is doing. He catches everything, and you forget how freaking fast he is. He's a 4.4 guy. He's 6'4", 220 pounds, and runs a 4.4, and he snatches everything. Yeah, I'm just going to say this. If he would have left where he started at Valdosta, went to Georgia State, stayed there, wanted to be loyal to the program, got a lot of offers to go to other places, but stayed.
if he goes to any of these other places and plays in a big time program, he's a top first round pick. And I know I'm like, this is way too early for any of this. I get it, but I'm just, you know what? I'm buying in.
Yeah.
I'm buying in.
Based on what he's shown, why wouldn't you?
I mean, this is football. This ain't smoke and mirrors out there. And we see it every day. We saw it in the game the other day. If freaking Bazelak could put it on him, he'd have had a touchdown. I mean, do you see how twitchy he was at the top of that route? That was one of my favorite things. When you watch him in practice, and they do a lot of these wide receiver drills where they go through cones, and you see these little 5'9" guys running them and making these hard cuts. And then you see this guy come in, and he looks no different than the little guys in terms of his breaks out of the cuts. I mean, that's just that's not real for a guy that big. And, Baker Mayfield is going to really enjoy throwing to him. And we even heard from Jake Browning today, which is the next kind of story. Heard from Jake about Ted Hurst. He couldn't say enough good things. We'll hear from him talk about Ted Hurst. It is what it is, man. This kid is just unbelievable. Yaya Diaby had a good day. He seems to get 2 or 3 sacks every day. Bain, we say those names every day. Aiden Garnes made a couple of nice plays on fade routes. Again, just really good cover guy. Never panics at the catch point. Had a couple knockaways. Gainwell catching everything out of the backfield, showing his burst. And then there's this. So we talked about Jalen Daniels, what a great first game he had, but he's kind of a project, right? He's a young player, young quarterback. Just, I when I first saw him in OTAs, I was like, nice looking kid. He's got a powerful arm, but the mechanics are way off. There's a wind up. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if this kid can play. Well, he has completely changed his mechanics. His accuracy has gone up tremendously well. And we talked about, they paying Jake Browning. He's a guy who's played in the league. He's won games in this league. I mean, he's the backup quarterback, right? Apparently not. Apparently not. According to Todd Bowles, I asked him today, and he's like, that's an open competition. He wasn't shy about it. He was not shy about it. And I was like, oh. And we, a couple others picked up on it and asked him, and he's like, no, doesn't matter, about the experience. It's an open job. And I said, well, is Browning going to get most of the reps this week? And he's like, to be determined.
Oh.
Because I thought Browning would be, he'll be in there after 2 series of Baker and get a lot of run with the 2s. Evidently, that is not to be decided yet. So where I said, look, they'll keep Jake. He'll be the number 2. Obviously, with his experience, you don't want to put this kid in who's never played an NFL game and be your backup quarterback. You'll just try to stash him on the practice squad. No, I was wrong. That is not the plan. It might be the plan, but at least openly, Bowles is saying it's open. And Jalen Daniels has a real shot to win this backup quarterback job. That's how much they like him. So, as Jake said today, and when we asked him about competition, bring it on. Bring it on. Jake's demeanor in the interview today was interesting, if I can say that. He's feeling the heat.
Like I was going to say, was he feeling a little not a lot of confidence going on there?
I don't know. I think he's confident that he can get the job done, but he's feeling the heat. There's no question about that. In fact, one of the reporters, I think I sent you this one, I'm not sure, but one of the reporters asked him about what Jalen brings to the room, and he was very uncomfortable in his answer. It's almost like you could hear him say, listen, stop asking me about this rookie kid behind me. Let's talk about me. Let's talk about number 1.
Wow.
and people are like, hey, tell us about Jalen. He's like, what about me? What about me? So,
Jake, do you feel secure in your job right now?
That's a no. I think his demeanor was saying a very loud no. So I was like, okay, all right. So we got us a real battle. And Saturday night, as Joe says, that's shocking. The door is wide open for Jalen. There's no question about that.
So,
like Bowles said that with And we'll play that too. He said that with I want to come out. I'm glad somebody asked me about that.
So the interesting thing when you've got a quarterback, especially backup quarterback issue like that in the NFL, because we're kind of going through the same thing here in Dallas, right? Dak obviously is the guy. Baker's obviously the guy in Tampa. But behind Dak, we've got Sam Howell, the sort of if you want to call him a veteran, but he's experienced, right? He started in this league. He beat the Cowboys when he was with Washington in the regular season. And then we've got Joe Milton, who seems to have this incredible upside. He's young. He's got all of the arm strength, the big arm guy, and the unlimited ceiling. But so far hasn't really been able to show that. He was terrible last year when the Cowboys signed him, but he's shining in camp. But Howell is your sure thing guy that you would think, right? Well, in Tampa, Jake Browning is supposed to be that guy with the experience and come in and you kind of know what you get. But now with Jalen Daniels, maybe you don't know what his upside is.
Right.
He's got the arm strength and the precision passing and all of this.
No.
But being inexperienced, is he going to make a lot of mistakes like Joe Milton has done in the past? So here's how I think you can tell where the coaches are leaning on this in the preseason is by where and who they play with.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Like who starts. I mean, if it's not Baker, obviously, who starts with the first teamers or second teamers, the preseason game, and who plays in the second half with the scrubs. Right. And that kind of gives you an idea of who the coaching staff is looking at. We'll see how he is with this, the first or second team defense that he's going against. Let's get some views there, some eyes on him there. And that can kind of give you a hint of if it's Jalen Daniels, they want to see how he can perform against better competition, as better as you can get in the preseason.
Yeah.
And that'll tell you kind of where they're leaning and how they're looking at this.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see who's playing and when and who they play with this week. Absolutely. I mean, I just assumed Browning, since he didn't play last week, was going to, be the first guy up and get a lot of run with maybe the leftover starting offensive line and some of the receivers, but evidently not. It hasn't been decided yet. So Browning got the 2 work today, but Jalen came in and right after him and looked good. I had a really nice run up the gut. And obviously he brings that to the table, which Browning is not a runner, clearly not.
Yeah.
And he's got a better arm than Browning. I mean, just physically, it's not even close. It's not close. And as James reminds us, the Bengals in midseason last year traded for 43-year-old Flacco because Browning was so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the quest for the backup quarterback continues here in Tampa Bay. And why is this important? Well, frankly, Baker is one of only 3 quarterbacks that has started every game over the last 3 seasons. And the truth is that should not be the case, because I would count probably at least 4 or 5 games that he should not played.
Yeah.
Not because he was terrible, but just because of the injuries that we know he now had. And and you go back and look, there were 3 games last year where he didn't even run because he was so beat up. Those are games where you should have a quarterback that can run your offense, be dangerous, and win games for you. And I think they lost 2 of those games, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds right.
But again, the backup quarterback is important. And right now there's a battle, which I didn't necessarily think it was, but there's a battle. So let's continue with this particular storyline here. And I'm going to go to some of the sound here. Where's the one? I want to play Jake. Here we go. Here's a little Jake Browning for you.
I saw you, in New York, New Jersey, tweak the back a little bit at the end. What happened there, and how do you feel now?
Yeah, I just had
ask about the back injury.
tighten up on me on a rollout pass, like kind of with the pump, and felt tighten. I don't think it's like a long-term thing at all. Felt good today. Felt like I probably could have played in the game, and was kind of told like, hey, you weren't going to play very much, to begin with. So we're just going to rest you and kind of ease you back in. And so, feel good. I'm excited to play this week, and glad it wasn't a long-term thing.
Jake, there's an assumption with your experience that you're the backup guy. But Coach Bowles said the competition is open. Obviously, Jalen played real well week 1. Do you feel pressure that this is the true competition for the backup job?
I mean, I think anytime you're in the NFL and if you think you're above any competition, you're in the wrong business. And so welcome any competition, and feel pretty confident that I've been playing really well this camp. Had the back thing pop up, and really before that, I felt like I was playing really well. And then since coming back, I feel like I've kind of picked up right where I left off. But yeah, JD played well, and Bays is a really good player too, and so we got a good room. I'm not shying away from any competition, and bring it.
Your second play this
bring it
on Saturday for your first one this year.
Bring it.
What do you kind of look to do when you get in a pre?
God, that sounds awkward and nervous.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's playing. You're playing a game, and I think you just try to operate the offense well, just like you would in a week 3 game, the regular season. And so, I think anytime you get to play, I'm excited for it. And I don't think you treat it any different. I think maybe if you're a 10-year vet that's started, over 100 games, maybe you're looking at it a little different. But for me, I just want to go in, play with good feet, good eyes, operate the offense well, move the ball on the field, make the right reads, and that's kind of where my mind's at.
Jalen Daniels, obviously super talented, but a lot of really, really great energy as well. What has he brought to this quarterback room? Has he taught you anything?
He ain't digging this. Watch.
Yeah, a lot of energy.
Yeah,
which I think is good. Like I think anytime a guy brings the energy to the meeting room is nice. I still think it's Baker's room to run and all that, and I think JD's had a good kind of awareness of when to go and all that. I think he's done a good job. And as far as I think learning about NIL was kind of interesting. Like, damn, all right.
He got paid more than Browning did last year, probably.
Probably, and like I said, he's been playing well, but I'm kind of focused on how I'm playing and myself.
You played with a lot of good young receivers.
So I'm not alone. I wasn't alone in reading that.
No, man, that sounds awkward. That's worse than uncomfortable. That is awkward.
Was it not?
That made me uncomfortable just watching.
Great energy he brings. But I'm not so much worried about him. I'm more worried about how I'm playing.
Hey, but you know what? He's no Baker. Baker's room. He's no Baker.
Yeah, he's not. That was the most right. I'm glad I read that right. Because I was like, he is not comfortable. Because the girl, I forget her name, excuse me, from Pewter Report, she asked that question. It was a great question, and she asked it with such zeal. Oh, Jalen played so well.
He's so dreamy.
And he's like, yo, what chop liver? And so I just thought that was funny. Here, just to throw. Let me see when we get to the Bowles part where I asked him about backup quarterback.
We've seen every game.
Throw a little gas on the fire, as I like to do. Right?
Just his progress and how much his weapon can be in that area.
So you can see him coming
Progress
along.
of Ted Hurst.
The more plays he makes means he's grasping the offense better and he's playing more confidently. So we keep looking for that to continue. And with guys nicked up right now, he's really taking advantage of it.
A bunch of guys were just rest stations or just like
Chris and Ashawn were rest there, but else was nicked up.
Godwin and Ashawn.
Another player that had some plays today. Bauer Sharp is also getting some work with the ones. How do you think he's getting going with
about Bauer Sharp?
Offense?
It's good. He's coming along. He's learning it. We know he's a good athlete. Obviously, he's got a lot of things to work on, but he's a confident player and he's willing to do block, and he's a very good route runner. So we're excited about his growth, and he's just got to continue to get better.
Kind of being careful with Zion.
The mower starts up too.
Day on, day off kind of thing. Could either of those guys go Saturday, or are they likely to rest?
Zion for sure won't go. I will say about Mark.
Is Jake going to get most of the work after Baker this week?
We haven't talked about it yet.
How do you do return job? Just was curious how open those are. Obviously, you got returning players that have been in those roles, but how open those are and how much those are up for grabs here in the next 2 games?
It's wide open. There's everything up for grabs right
Return
there.
jobs.
So that'll tell whether we keep an extra runner or an extra receiver.
Is that backup quarterback job open now?
It's open. It's been open.
How could you have an undrafted rookie or an undrafted second-year guy as your wide receiver 2, or is 3 really the one that's more up for grabs right now?
He meant quarterback.
Yeah.
That's Greg's.
Could you have Connor or Jalen as your 2 that would dress on Sunday, or is Jake's experience give him enough of an edge that he's likely to do?
They got 2 more games to play. We'll see.
Cam Johnson has some good receptions today. There's a lot of that.
There you go.
Wow.
So that was Greg kind of misformed that question. He said wide receiver, but he meant quarterback. And he said, we got 2 more games. I mean, it's open competition. I was surprised by that. I was really shocked by that, to be quite honest. I mean, I think what we just heard there is they're not happy with Browning. They're not happy with what they see. And Jalen Daniels, I mean, judging on what we just heard and what we saw and what we're going to see this week, to me, it looks right now like Jalen may have the inside part of this. And here's an interesting part to this, Timmy. How we're really going to – here we go. We're going to stir the pot right now, baby. Stir the pot alert. We need a sound effect. If you were looking for some insurance or to, I don't know, develop a quarterback if Baker were to leave, it sure as shit ain't Browning. Right?
Man, yeah.
And it ain't Connor Bazelak. Now, I'm not saying that based on one game against FedEx drivers, future FedEx drivers, playing cover 2, that Jalen Daniels is the next Bucs quarterback. That's not what I'm saying. We got a long way to go. What I'm saying is it's clear that this coaching staff has a very open mind to who the backup quarterback is going to be. And there's also no question about, of these 4 or 3 guys, if there's anybody that could possibly be an heir apparent and an actual NFL quarterback, the only one that really has the tools to do it, in my opinion, is Jalen Daniels. He's not big. He's a 6'1" guy, just like Baker, but he moves a lot like Baker. He throws a lot like Baker. He could be Baker.
He's just so unproven, though. I mean, you really don't know.
Unproven. No, you have no idea. And, week 1 was great, but it was more like checking the box. That's what if he is going to be a quarterback in this league, then he should do that. He should go out there and play that way. But you got it, watching him in practice with a bunch of 2s and 3s is, he looks fine, but you don't know anything until you get him in the bright lights. And I think that's what Bowles was just saying is like, we got something here. Like, we may have something here, and we got 2 games to find out if we could actually make him our backup quarterback. Because my whole soliloquy yesterday about, you're going to put him on the practice squad. Okay, I take that back. I retract that forever. That is based on what I heard today. It seems to me like they are extremely interested in JD, and they are not going to allow him to be exposed to somebody else coming to pick him off their roster. And they want to find out for sure if they're going to put him on the active roster, they're going to make him part of the 53 and take up a spot. Then they're going to make sure that what they're seeing is real. And to do that, they're probably going to play him significantly in these next 2 games. And that's exciting. For preseason, there ain't a whole lot to look at a lot of times, because most of these starting jobs are decided. I mean, what jobs are up for grabs for real? I mean, none really. I can't really think of one spot where there's a competition going on. We know who the starters are, but who's going to be a key backup, who's going to make the team? Those battles are ongoing. Absolutely. You got battles at corner. You got battles on defensive line. They've got too many good defensive linemen right now. They're probably going to have to lose some of them, which means, every roster spot is crucial. You don't want to lose a big guy, to somebody come poach off your roster because you got too many good guys. You can't keep 12 defensive linemen.
Right.
So every spot's going to be important. So that comes down to, are we keeping 3 quarterbacks? Well, if you feel like Jalen could be your backup, then, and the kid's got a ton of starting experience, let's not forget that, then that's a thing. Then that is a thing. Well, let's we're gonna forego our first break here today to get right to Scott Reynolds, and we'll catch up a little bit later on because I want him to join this discussion that we've just kind of rolled out. I know you're just joining us here, so I'll recap it, Scotty.
Okay.
How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you? Doing good.
I'm a little. Well, first of all, Ted Hurst put on a show again today. I don't know if you were there or not.
I was not there today, but I've heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit, bro. This guy,
he's good.
I'm trying not to believe the hype, but what I saw today, it's getting
He's
ridiculous. It's giving me Randy Moss vibes. You know?
Yeah, he's a Skywalker, 6'4", he can go up and get the ball. And I think he does a lot of damage on quick slants, right? I mean, he caught one of those. Yeah. And missed one down there. Should have been a touchdown. Connor Baselak, this football's a game of inches. Connor Baselak puts that 4 inches more inside. It's a touchdown. And instead, he put it in a spot where the defensive back could have scraped it out, and he did. So, he's legit, man. I don't know how many catches and yards he's going to get, but I wouldn't be surprised if he leads the Bucs in touchdowns. Yeah. Even as a part-time receiver, even if he's like 3 or 4 on the list in terms of receptions, right? And this team's got a lot of guys, a lot of mouths to feed. Chris Godwin Jr. going to be a high-volume guy. He's a chain mover. Baker Mayfield trusts him implicitly. Mecca Ibuka, same thing. They developed that chemistry last year. J-Mac is a reliable playmaker. There's 3. You got Cade Otton, who's had a fantastic camp. Cade has had a fantastic training camp and making $10 million a year. He's going to have a seat at the table as well. Bucky Irving, 3 touchdowns last year through the air, only 1 on the ground. But Kenny Gainwell is an even better receiver than Bucky Irving is.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many catches and yards Ted Hurst is going to get. I'm going to say it's going to be a number that when we look back at his rookie season, we're going to say, that's a great start. That's a great start. But I will say, wouldn't be surprised if he leads this team in touchdowns.
Yeah. No,
just because Ted Hurst is a 3rd-round pick who's more talented than Tez Johnson. I haven't even mentioned Tez Johnson yet.
That's true.
But he was a guy that, due to injuries, right, started at wide receiver 5 on the depth chart last year, right? You had Mike, you had Chris, you had J-Mac, who was out for most of the year. So then you moved to Mecca up, but J-Mac was supposed to be number 3, right? And then you had Mecca, who was really, even though he was a 1st-round pick, really wide receiver 4 on paper at the start of training camp, right? Once everybody was healthy, that was supposed to be the order of things. Tez was going to be 5, made the team as a 7th-round pick. We all saw Mike go down, Chris go down, J-Mac out for most of the year. And for a lot of those games, Emeka was number 1, went from 4 to 1.
Yeah.
And then Tez went from 5 to 2.
Yeah.
And Emeka had 6 touchdowns. Tez had 5 touchdowns last year as a sometime starter and a spot receiver. And he equaled the number of touchdowns that Evans and Godwin had last year, which was 5.
Yeah.
So Ted's a better receiver than Tez Johnson. And if Tez can get 5, I got to think Hurst is like 7, 8. I'm not going to put a cap on it, but
if something goes down, to your point, if Godwin or Ibuka goes down, he's going to get a lot of targets,
He's going to get a ton of targets.
And he's going to catch everything. So the discussion we were having was about the backup quarterback because Bowles put it out there today. Yeah. It is open. And I didn't expect that. I
didn't either. Yeah.
And I asked Jake directly. I said, given your experience, it's basically a given that you're the guy.
Yeah.
But your coach just said it's a wide open competition.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, if you'll go see the interview, if you haven't seen it already, it's awkward. He's like, holy shit. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like,
he was kind of caught off guard a little bit.
Yeah, he was.
Right?
No question about it.
Bring it.
Bring it. He's like, yeah, bring it. And then I'm sorry, the girl who works for you now, what is her name?
Kat Buteau.
Kat asked, there's this great question about Jalen and how much energy he's bringing. He did not like that question at all. It's a great question.
Yeah.
And it was perfectly timed too to get the awkwardness at its peak.
Yeah.
But the point is, Jalen, I said yesterday, listen, Browning's the guy. He's got experience. They're going to try to put Jalen on the practice squad. I totally retract of that.
Yeah, I think that. I think he's quarterback 3, and I think he's on the roster. And they're going to have to bite the bullet and do that this year.
Yeah, he might be true.
I don't know. I'm not sure this team that has playoff aspirations. I'm not sure this team would trust him to go out there. And let's put it this way: if something happened to Baker Mayfield, you put Jake Browning in to get you out of a game. He's been there, done that. Yeah. You trust him because at that point in time, in that situation, you're either behind or ahead, right? I mean, you could be tied, but if you're tied or you have the lead, it's don't screw this up. It's don't get greedy, play conservative, get us out of the game with the win, right?
Right.
And if you're behind, it's like, who the hell cares? We're taking the L right now in the fourth quarter. Go out there and try to win the game. You throw a pick, who cares, right? That's the mindset. But basically, when the backup quarterback comes in, it's don't screw the game up.
Right.
It's don't put the ball up for grabs. And so Browning, listen, the touchdown interception ratio is not great, but he's been there and done that in 10 starts. It's a big deal. It is. Yep. And I'm not saying Jalen Daniels couldn't do it, but there's a world where if the Buccaneers are – here's where I want to see Jalen Daniels. The Bucs are blowing out a team, and there's 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they got a 21-point lead, right? And you can put him in the game, right, and leapfrog Jake Browning at the time, right? With that surmountable, I'm not saying a 14-point league, because we saw what happened to that last year.
Say even 21 might not be good enough.
Well, all right, 21-point
coaching
lead.
This game in this
21-point lead, 3 minutes left. Let's do that. Let's help ourselves out here, right? You could, in theory, leapfrog Jake Browning and say, we're going to put Jalen Daniels in. He's going to hand off most of the time, and then maybe we'll give him like a play action pass or something like that, just to get the kid's feet wet in a game. And I think that's beneficial. I don't think that he is going to. I think he's going to show out again on Saturday and then again in Jacksonville. This team is not going to be able to put him on the practice squad. You're going to have to. You're going to have to carry 3 quarterbacks this year, and I think if they cut Jake Browning and try to put him on the practice squad, that's not going to fly. There'll be a team out there that snatches him up as a 2 or a 3.
Yeah, I thought they might be able to, because I did. What happened week 1? That happens every year, almost to every single team. There's the 4-string guy that can run around, goes out there and looks really good against a bunch of nobodies.
Right.
So don't get excited. But this case, I think, is different. Because and I think one of the big reasons is he has developed so much from when he got here at OTAs. His mechanics are completely different.
Yes.
He had a big windup when he got here. He's still got a little one.
He
but
does.
Much improved. His accuracy is better. So he's taking advantage of the powerful arm that he has. Being, if you could throw it hard but don't know where it's going, doesn't help you. It's like pitching. But now he's become more accurate with his mechanical improvement.
Yeah, and he's not perfect. I mean, there's still some throws in practice. You're like, like you got to work on that. That's guy was open. You let him too far, whatever. He's a work in progress, and he was undrafted for a reason. But it doesn't mean he's not good enough to play in this league. It's just that, I mean, first of all, he went to Kansas. So what type of coaching is he going to get there?
I mean, really. I can't even believe you're talking so highly of him. But,
I can, because he and his Jayhawks were 0-6 against my Wildcats. So he didn't hurt me. But, we've kidded about that.
How did he play? How did he play?
Good. He scared the hell out of us a couple times. There's a couple really close games. Not so much last year when they thought they were going to beat us in Lawrence. That was the big game. They're like, we're finally going to end the streak. And now the streak is 17 years in a row. Kansas State has beaten KU. 17 years. My son,
one of our rivals,
my son Logan was 4 years old the last time that KU beat K-State, and I want to say that had Aqib Talib on the team. I want to say that was
holy shit.
That was during the Ron Prince era, when Jordy Nelson was at K-State going up against Aqib Talib, who was at KU. That's how long ago it was. But this kid can play. Like I said, he scared the hell out of us a couple of times. Most notably 2 years ago in Manhattan, he got strip sacked from behind, and he was leading the Jayhawks on a possible game-winning touchdown drive. Good player. I've got a lot of respect for him. And he's a pocket passer that can move. His game, you look at it, he's 6'1", 215, very similar to Baker Mayfield. Both have a live arm, can just hit any throw on the field. I asked Baker about him yesterday. He's got a big smile on his face. He's like, man, there's not a throw this kid can't make on the field. And he has that improvisational running style. Mm-hmm. He's not Lamar Jackson, right? He's not going to just like completely, rip off a 40-yard touchdown or something. He doesn't have 4.3 speed. He's got 4.65 speed, but we saw him scoot and get a first down and extend drives with his legs, and that's what Baker can do, and that's what this kid can do. And so you come here, if you're Jalen Daniels, and you have the quarterback whisperer, the new one, Chandler Whitmer, right, who just came off of a national championship with Fernando Mendoza, right? Former quarterback, Chandler Whitmer, former quarterback, TJ Yates at the NFL level, former quarterback, Zach Robinson. So he's in a room with former quarterbacks who've been there and done that, and he's got Baker Mayfield, the perfect prototype. Body type and prototype to look at. So it's a great setup for him.
It's interesting. I didn't see this coming, but it's going to make preseason a lot more interesting. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. I tell you, listen, I did a Pewter Pulse video in the summer, and Pewter Report, we always try to get ahead of the story.
Of course.
We always try to really set things up. And I mean, I heard some tremendous buzz from him inside the building over the summer. And of course, was out there seeing him at the rookie minicamp, the OTAs and all that. And I did a Pewter Pulse video over the summer that said the best Bucs training camp battle was going to be Jalen Daniels versus Connor Baselak. And in the comments, you can go watch that video. In the comments, this is back in early July, I think. People were laughing at me. They're like, no, it's going to be Morrison and Parrish. I mean, that's a starting job. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not going to be a starting job battle. Jacob Parrish has already won the starting job. And that was.
Well, you knew Benjamin Morrison wasn't even going to show up.
Exactly. So, yeah.
By the way, he was out again today. Yeah, two practices in a row were too much.
He wins by default, right? So Parrish won that by default. And I think you can make an argument that right now, if you had to put an outside cornerback in the game, would you trust Benjamin Morrison or would you trust Aiden Garnes? I mean, the arrow's pointing up for Aiden Garnes, and I'm just saying, I wouldn't have any bones about putting either one in the game. Morrison has 10 games worth of playing experience, but Garnes also has shown me he's an incredible talent.
He can come.
But I mean, that is the best battle. And I think that's what makes this preseason fun. And I've said it on the Pewter Report podcast before the preseason even started. This preseason is going to be one of the most entertaining preseasons that there has been because this team is so talented. The depth is so real that you're not going to see too many scrub McGees out there, right? In the third and fourth quarter. You're going to see guys out there making plays. And we saw that with Jalen Daniels in the fourth quarter doing his thing. And Josh Williams running the ball. Josh Williams is a good back, right? I mean, so it's entertaining from that standpoint.
Now, another guy I think is making a mark, spoke today as well, and that's Bauer Sharp. I think he is already established himself as the number 3. And
I think so, yeah.
And I think so. And he's a different type of cat from
Payne Durham. Devin Culp, yeah.
This guy can really get down the field. He's super athletic, former quarterback. You heard Baker say yesterday how he reads the zones really well. That's from being a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important for a tight end. The greatest tight ends in this game, their biggest strength was able to run the zone reads. I mean, think of Kelsey and Mahomes. They just, they're symbiotic.
I got another name for you. Jason Witten. What did he run? Like a 4.9?
Great comp.
But he got open because he knew how to settle down in that sweet spot in zones. He was never a great athlete, never the fastest guy, but he just would get yards in chunks.
But this guy's athletic. He's athletic. He's really athletic, a former quarterback. I see a lot of growth in this kid and as a weapon, and I love the way he finished that one catch that he had.
Yes.
I mean, he ran right through 3 guys and got 6 extra yards. I was like, damn, bro. And he's bigger than I thought. Looking at him yesterday outside of his pads, I mean, he's a solid 245, almost 250, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And give him a year, right? Give him a year when next offseason, there's no combine, there's no pro days, none of that stuff. He's not training to run a 40-yard dash. He's training to be a Buccaneer tight end because that's what he will be heading into year 2. He already has the destination, right? It's here in Tampa Bay.
Yep.
All he has got to worry about is just refining his body and putting on a little bit more mass and size and strength. And he'll do that. I'm with you, JP. I think this guy, he can really be the guy that unlocks 12 personnel in Zach Robinson's offense. And what I mean by that is the 2 tight end set. This is going to be a lot of 11 personnel, which is 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 receivers. We're going to see Zach Robinson lean into the wide receiver position that he did not have in Atlanta. They had to go 12 personnel a lot because, Drake London and nobody else. And then when Drake London went down, Kyle Pitts became that de facto wide receiver, even though he was listed as a tight end. Look what he did to the Buccaneers in that 3-touchdown game on Thursday night, right? He was a receiver. He wasn't a tight end. He was replacing Drake London in that game. And so Robinson was forced to lean into 12 personnel, but now he can do that by choice. And the difference when you have Cade Otton and Payne Durham is we know that Payne Durham is not going to get a target. We know that he's not a threat to the defense.
Right.
So that you can change your coverages and roll to the receivers. You can roll to Cade Otton, and you can put, your chump defensive back or linebacker or whatever on Payne and pretty much erase Payne. I love Payne, great blocker, but he's not going to hurt you in the passing game. Bauer Sharp can hurt you in the pass game. So when you're in 12 personnel now, just imagine this. You've got, Emeka Ibuka, Chris Godwin, Cade Otton, Payne Durham, Bucky Irving. That's a run-pass set. You don't know what's coming. Both those tight ends can block. It could be a run. You've got two really good run blockers at wide receiver. You could go 4 wides. You could motion Bucky into the slot and essentially go empty, and you have 5 legit, credible pass-catching options on the field.
Absolutely, yeah.
And guess what? Because you're in 12, now that defense isn't base personnel. You've got a strong side linebacker there, not a safety, not a defensive back, and chances are Bauer Sharp's going to run by that guy, whoever he is.
Yeah, I didn't even realize this, but his RAS score was 916 out of 10, which is
blew
really
the Bucs away at the combine.
Exceptional.
Yes, blew the Bucs away at the combine.
250, 4.63 40.
Yep.
But his 10-yard split and his other suggests that he's a much twitchier athlete than say 4.63, which accounts for how he gets open and separates.
Yes, and
is extremely athletic. So that's I look at his profile and I'm like, wow, this guy lasted that long in the draft. And it's
2 things. You're exactly right. 2 things. His receiving drills at the combine were just as impressive as his athletic testing. And that really opened. He was on the Bucs' radar, but when they saw him pop off athletically and then just almost flawlessly in terms of his tight end drills, they're like, all right, we're moving this guy up the board. They had a much higher draftable grade on him. That's why they traded up and they gave up their 7th round pick to get him in the 6th round.
Yeah.
Because they felt like he would be a late day 3 guy just because the production wasn't there. The tight end position, they've got another tight end who's probably a 1st round guy at LSU this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he was a little bit of an afterthought there at LSU. Actually led the Sooners in catches 2 years prior, or the year prior, 2 years ago. So they could not wait to trade up to get him in the 6th round. And now you see why, because it's hard to find really good talent on day 3. It's something that used to plague Jason Light. I mean, remember back in the day, it was like, oh my God, they actually hit on a day 3 guy and 4th round pick Quan Alexander.
Yeah.
Now you look at day 3 and it's, this year it's DeMonte Capehart, right? It's
an underachiever at Clemson, but has skills.
But a really good athlete. Exactly. You look at Keontae Scott in the 4th round. We'll see how Billy Schrauth looks, but you're getting a Bauer Sharp in the 6th round. In years past, it's Cade Otton in the 4th round, Bucky Irving in the 4th round. Payne Durham and Servacia Dennis were day 3 picks. Josh Hayes has been a standout in special teams. What I'm saying is none of these guys are stars really outside of like Otton and Bucky, but they're contributors. They make your team. They play on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just picks that you're going to end up cutting and just saying, hey, we're making our 53 roster cut down now, and we'll keep the 4th round pick, but the 5th, 6th, and 7th round didn't make the team. The 7th round pick, Tez Johnson last year, made the team. And they're contributing. So as much praise as we want to hype up Jason Light with for the 1st round picks, he said, or for the day 2 guys, like this team is just getting so good at finding day 3 talent. And Bauer Sharp's just another one, man.
Yeah, he's going to be a good one. So I didn't realize this, but Chase McLaughlin is in last year his contract.
Correct.
So, and I asked him,
I would get that deal done right now.
I asked him today, like, given your performance, don't you think you should?
I would get it done right now.
I mean, he's like, well, I'll just go out and play, and if they don't sign me, somebody else will. I'm like, you're damn right they will.
I want my kicker in a very good headspace heading.
Holy
to the
shit!
season.
Right? Like this is like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, forget Yaya Diaby, forget Cody Malk, forget Baker, forget Vita Vea.
This one's obvious. Like
he's your leading scorer every year. Your kicker is your leading scorer every year.
He's like automatic from 50
He's automatic.
plus.
Yes, he's a weapon. He's not even a kicker. He's a weapon.
Not to remind Jason, but we've had some issues in the kicking realm, and we found a guy. So I don't know about you, but I think you should kind of like, you're going to bring Riley Dixon back and not re-sign. Re-sign this guy.
We talk all the time, JP, about the handoff. From Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield. How about the handoff from Ryan Suckup, who won you a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Right. And from Ryan Suckup to Chase McLaughlin, after all those years where like Jason could not buy a kicker, couldn't draft a kicker, like just swung and missed all the time. Right. Yeah. Aguayo, Matt Gay, all that. And, and to have that handoff, honestly, it's like the best well-kept secret in Tampa Bay. Everybody looks at the quarterback. And that's a very important, position, no doubt about it. This is a field goal league, brother. I mean, you know that. This is the games come down to 3 points or less.
Today.
Yeah, and you got to have a good kicker. If you don't, you're not going to the playoffs. And if you're lucky to get there, you're not going far. And to have this guy show up like he has, I would say. Fan base, the optics may not look great because we're not getting Baker's deal done right now. We're not getting Vita Vea's done right now, but we're getting Chase McLaughlin's deal done right now.
Right.
Like that's okay. That's fine, man.
We can get that done.
Get it done.
Yeah. Wow. And he mentioned all the kickers that have been taken care of in recent months.
I know.
He's like, but not me. Not me. Oh well. All right, Scotty. Give us all the content that you got coming up here on the Pewter Report.
2 more Pewter Report podcasts today and tomorrow. We'll be talking about practice. Yeah, we're talking about practice. We're also talking about leading up to the starters playing in the Kansas City Chiefs preseason home opener here on Saturday night. Got a couple of interesting shows coming up. We've got our Pewter pregame show, which we're extending into the preseason. We had a huge audience turn out for that. Our Pewter pregame show, every single game day, whether it's a Friday game or a Saturday game or during the season, a Sunday, Monday, Thursday game, whenever they have a game, we have a Pewter pregame show at 9 o'clock on Pewter Report TV, our YouTube channel. Then make sure you stay locked to Pewter Report TV. After the game, we'll have our post-game podcast live from Raymond James Stadium. So looking forward to seeing the Buccaneers at home. We're going to see the starters, including Tampa Bay on Saturday night.
Tampa Bay will be playing.
Yep.
Taylor Swift will be in the house, no doubt. Maybe.
Will she? Does she do preseaon games or just the ones that count?
I think her dad used to live here. I'm not sure if he still does.
Yeah.
So,
and also a new SR's Fab 5 on Friday on pewterreport.com. Make sure you check that out. And a new JP's Pewter Punch.
I did a Pewter Punch yesterday. Yes.
Later today on pewterreport.com and Pewter Report TV.
On playing with or without Vita Vea.
I know.
What those scenarios look like.
Interesting stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty good.
That was
pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, partner. Great stuff as always. Really appreciate your time. We will check in with you and see you probably tomorrow at camp. One more day. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
The great Scott Reynolds right there. All right, let's take a break. When we get back, Coach is in the house. Coach Charlie Strong is here. We got the new coaches poll out. Do coaches actually do the poll? Nah, they don't. We're going to find out. We're going to find out here in a minute. Charlie's going to spill the beans again this week and tell on his all brethren. Nah, they don't really do the coaches. Or maybe they do. I don't know. We'll find out. Hey, we're brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. Just recently had my valet service done where they came to the studio while I was doing the show, picked up the car, took it to the dealership, serviced it, came back. I didn't even know it was gone. That's what they do with their valet service. It's fantastic. If you buy a new car at Genesis of Tampa, you get that. Also, no payments for 90 days in August while it lasts. So check that out as well. And free gasoline if you're looking for another promotional event. And by the way, those Genesis cars are the best of the best. The value is incredible. I got the GV70, and I absolutely love it. Best car I've ever had. Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue. Tell them JP sent you. Back at 3 with Coach Charlie Strong. Well, we know there are roofing scammers everywhere. So for ultimate transparency, my friends at Pitch Roofing built something called the Pitch Partner Portal. And it is live right now at partner.pitchroofing.com. See, when you roof with Pitch, you're not just a customer, you are a partner. Every partner gets a private account. You can see your entire project in one place, where it stands, your documents, photos, your balance, and your team. You want an answer at 11 o'clock at night? It's all right there. They also build a free roofing calculator in-house on that same site, so you can get an estimate. And unlike these other websites, you don't have to talk to anyone if you don't want to, and they do not sell your information to other companies. You are never turned into a lead. It all stays with Pitch. Now, right now, the portal is open to all of their Tampa Bay area partners, and Delray Beach, Orlando, the Villages are coming soon. So if you've been thinking about your roof, start at pitchroofing.com or call 727-67-PITCH. That's 727-677-4824. Transparency right in your pocket. That, folks, is roofing done right.
Pitch roofing, roofing done right.
Spring means a time of renewal and Rays baseball, and the folks at Italiano Insurance want to welcome the Rays to Tampa and remind you it's time to renew those insurance policies with the now famous Italiano Insurance Checkup. Let the experienced and friendly agents shop your policy for the best price and coverage. Famous for saving me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year and over $500 on our homeowners. Now that's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Costs less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a big whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with the all-star agents at Italiano Insurance. 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. Go Rays! Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch, and everything is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. From I do to I still do, the Golden Diamond Source is there for you at every special moment in your lives. Yes, I went shopping there for my engagement ring, and it's not actually family, but it sure feels like family with Julie and Steve Weintraub, great philanthropists here in the Tampa Bay area. They've been doing this business for over 40 years. Thousands of customers have bought that perfect ring at the Golden Diamond Source. No matter what your budget is, they will guide you through your first diamond purchase to upgrading your Golden Diamond Source diamond at 100% of its value for a bigger, better diamond. 100% of your diamond's value. You can't get that anywhere else. Enjoy their beautiful, relaxing bridal salon and select for the most extensive collection of diamond engagement rings anywhere. Wedding bands, anniversary rings, it's all there. Go see them at the Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Ulmerton Road, and please tell them JP sent you. Just over the bridge from Tampa Bay, it's the easiest place to shop for that perfect diamond. JP here for Genesis of Tampa, and as you know, I purchased a GV70, a 2023, about 3 months ago. Just had the service done, the valet service. They came here to the studio, picked up the car while I was doing the show, went and serviced it, brought it back like I never even knew it was gone. And if I needed it, they bring me a loaner as well. The service is absolutely incredible. The car, been driving it for a while, and I could not love it more. The performance, the luxury, the looks you get, it's pretty cool. It's a GV70. Right now, they have a lease starting at $329 for the GV70, at $369 for the bigger GV80. You've got to go test drive these cars, folks. I'm telling you, the value that you get for the money, it feels like the absolute top of the line, and it is, but it's a fraction of the cost. You got to go test drive them. Tell them JP sent you. 801 East Bears Avenue, just off of 275. You will not regret it. Genesis of Tampa.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show as we roll on here. Been a very eventful day. We got the Rays news. We'll get to a little bit more Rays in a bit, but it's football season, dudes. We're talking football. And I'm sorry to all of my Petermans. We haven't got to any of your comments today. I will get to them in the final half hour of the show. I'm looking at them. People are reading them. They can still see them there, so we appreciate your participation, but it's time now to bring in the coach, Charlie Strong, here to talk a little football with us. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing well. How you doing, Jay?
I got to fix your camera here. We got a top 25 list, so that's going to be the first thing I ask you is, the coaches poll. How many coaches are actually voting in that poll? How much? You guys ain't got time for that nonsense.
That's why you have an SID. You give him, and he's the one that he kind of tracks it the whole time. And
of course,
you let him look at it and say, because a lot of times you don't even know, like, hey, who
did I vote for?
Who did I vote for this week? In case someone asked me, like, did I really put that was I the one who put that team there? But isn't it interesting how the top 25, you see all these different polls, and everyone has Ohio State at the top of it right now.
Yeah,
but
they're so loaded though.
They're loaded, but they're scheduled too. The critical game is game one for them when they go to Texas.
Yeah,
but it's some really good games because you look at Clemson and LSU. It's some really good games at the very beginning.
Which we love.
Which you love.
That sets the 10. And when it comes down to later on in the year, when, the committee starts voting and all that, those are the games you go back to. And it's kind of sad sometimes that they're at the beginning of the year because maybe that's not the best evaluation, but they count. They count big. And that one, Ohio State, Texas, that's going to be one where you all look at it and kind of, which league is better, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, and you look at Texas with Arch. And then you look at what Ohio State has with Smith and all those guys.
Yeah,
they have their depth at wide receiver is unbelievable. But the thing they did, I want to say they lost 7 or 8 starters on defense.
Yeah,
and that's really going to hurt because 4 of those guys were first round picks.
Yeah,
Downs and so Sykes. But it'll be amazing just to see how that game is played. And if Arch comes out and have a really good game, and you're there at Texas, they're at home. So it's going to be a good game to really start this season and really get it going.
Julian saying against Arch, and Arch, I think we all saw last year. It just took him a while to get going, but boy, at the end of the season, he was balling.
Oh, he was probably balling better than any quarterback at the end of the season.
I agree.
And now he has a receiving group that they went out in the portal and got some really good players. You get the Coben kid out of Auburn, so he's got some guys around him now who he can launch it out there and they can go get it and make the tough catches and make catches where they can go in and go score with the ball.
We got the top 25 up right now. Ohio State is number 1. Oregon's number 2. They've got Dante Moore coming back, who probably would have been the second quarterback off the maybe even the first. Who knows? That kid's really good, and Oregon is loaded.
Oregon's loaded. I think basically their whole team came back.
Yeah,
because a lot of those guys could have declared for the draft, and they didn't. They're all coming back. So you look at Oregon is really loaded. So and then you look at. The team that I think that has got a chance is Notre Dame.
Yeah, their schedule
helps them because you look at it, Jay. Who do they play? They have Miami, I think,
at home,
November
7th.
But other than that, they open up with Wisconsin, but they don't have to. They don't play anybody. So wait
a minute. What about Florida State?
Well,
like you said, they don't play anybody.
No, I'm not. It's not that they don't
is
play
what it is,
anyone.
Coach.
It's just the schedule is in their favor.
No, absolutely. And they got Florida State at home. You definitely want to have them at home. No, but Oregon.
They don't play Clemson.
No, they don't. They don't play Clemson. They don't play
BYU. They got to go to BYU.
Yeah,
and that may be a tough one for them in Provo.
And back to Oregon, because I love Dan Lanning as a coach. And I think, he's got his SEC roots anyway. So it's kind of SEC out west. He's brought that to Oregon, that physical Kirby Smart style, right? And that's what I think makes them so good. I'm kind of, if I'm picking a national champion, I got Oregon.
Well, you have them, and like you said, they have a quarterback.
Yeah.
So in the teams that have the quarterback, you look at Ohio State has a quarterback.
CJ Carr,
You look at Notre Dame has a quarterback. You look at what we're just talking about. The teams that are ranked in the top, they all have a quarterback. Texas has a quarterback.
Yeah.
All those teams have a quarterback.
Georgia's number 3,
has a
Gunnar Stockton.
They have a quarterback. So if you have a quarterback coming back, you have a chance.
Miami's got a new quarterback coming in, and Darian Mensah coming over from Duke. So it's not like he's, a young starter, but it is a new place for him. I think Miami's defense is just loaded. I think they're going to win a ton of games on defense, but they've also got a lot of players on offense. And Mensah, I watched him play at Duke. He's a really, really good quarterback.
Well, you look at Miami, they got to replace the 4 offensive linemen that they lost in the draft. And then on defense, you had the outside rusher with Bain and Mesidor that you got to replace. But their secondary was young, so they have
they're loaded back there.
They're loaded back in the back end. So and they have the running backs are back. So
Fletcher's back.
Fletcher's back. You have the receiver who's probably one of the best receivers in the country.
Malachi Tony.
Tony
the best playmaker in the game, I
think. In the slot position, Tony is unbelievable. But they, like you said, if the quarterback can distribute the ball and get it out there to them, then they're going to always – Miami's, they're loaded because you look at speed and toughness, and that's what they have.
Indiana's at 6. Obviously, they lost Mendoza. I'm just going to doubt them. And I'm going to be wrong. Signetti's just going to do it again.
Yeah,
I don't know. Can he do it again?
Don't doubt him.
I know. It's my peril.
Because you know what happened? It's just they lost a bunch of players, and they may not have the name guys, but
they never
find
do.
A way. But they find a way. He finds a way. He finds a way to go win. And that's last year that you have Mendoza, he brought a lot of players with him. But still, though, they found a way to go win, and they won at the critical time.
Even when Mendoza came in, I saw he lost to Florida State when he was at Cal. I'm like, how good can he be?
Yeah, you watched him at Cal.
But look how much better he got in that system.
And that system, and the guys around him in that system, he had receivers, and those running backs. Like you look at the running back, he transferred from Maryland.
Yeah,
and he gets at Indiana, and you would think about where's this guy been?
Yeah.
But it was a fun team to watch.
All right, so they're at 6, Miami's 7, Texas A&M is at 8. They're loaded, and I like Elko as a coach. I think he's one of the better tacticians in the game. But there's something about A&M. We've never seen him get over the hump for anything.
Well, it's always
trophy case is empty, as he likes to say.
Yeah, down the stretch, they lose a game or two they should lose, and they have a quarterback. And a guy who is who can hurt you with his feet and throws the ball well enough where he can connect with the receivers. But you're right. You're looking at A&M, and you look at the SEC and how in the top 10. How many of those schools are just – and they play one another.
Yeah.
So they're going to end up, knocking one another out, and it's going to be a loss here for someone. But you take a team like Texas A&M, you for last season, you felt like, okay, they're there. That's the team. And then, boom, they go lose a game they shouldn't go lose.
Yeah. Ole Miss is at 8 or at 9 with Trinidad Chambliss. And then Oklahoma, a lot of people in the SEC were talking about Oklahoma. Their defense last year got way better. They got Matera quarterback who's beefed up. Oklahoma could do some damage.
I like Oklahoma. I think Matera at quarterback, and they got a lot of guys back on defense. But that's a team because if the only thing that scares me about Ole Miss is that last year the offensive coaches Lane and Charlie Weiss Jr. who was the coordinator, and they put Trinidad in a good position early where he had early success, and then that helped late in the season where he just got better and better and better. But now with those guys going, you got a whole new coaching staff on the offensive side coming in because Pete is going to coach the defense. But that's a team like you sit there like, okay, they open up with Louisville. It's going to be a good game.
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a really good game for them.
And we'll see what Louisville's got because I see some people saying that the ACC is going to be sneaky good. Miami's going to be great.
Yes.
Louisville, I think, could be good. But after that, I don't see much. I mean, Clemson and FSU are just not what they used to be.
I don't know,
Jay.
Jay.
NC State, maybe.
Clemson's got LSU.
SMU too. Yeah,
they got LSU and Clemson. So if you watch, it'll be interesting in that.
Is that game in Clemson, or is it neutral site?
It's neutral site. I would say it might be Atlanta. It may be a neutral site game, but then they have Miami on their schedule. You know, they got Miami, but those are two games right there that could go either way, and then they have a chance to go make a run.
All right, then we got Alabama, Texas Tech at 12. I'm not so sure about that. Alabama's at 13, lurking at 13. I don't know what to think about Alabama. I know they're just, I don't know. We'll see. FSU's going to go there September, 17th, 17th, yes. 18th. Yeah, week 3 of the season. So not that that's going to be a test for Alabama, but what do you think about them?
Well, the problem with Alabama is you got to sell. They don't have a quarterback. Yeah. Well, there's a quarterback in camp, but they just don't know who it is, and that's what's tough when you don't know who your quarterback is going to be. But they lost some players now. They lost some of their key players on defense in the transfer portal. So now they have guys like Alabama's always going to have some guys. They will never be the cover would never be bare there. But now it's just a matter of playing together, and it's if you look at DeBoer, it's almost you still got a guy on your shoulder.
Yeah, that Nick Saban shadow is still looming large there for Kalen DeBoer.
Everybody expect because it's Alabama that you're going to be this way. So it'll be a team to watch.
Yeah. Kalen DeBoer's got to do a good job this year, or he may be sayonara. BYU is interesting at 14. Then USC's at 15. Michigan comes in at 16. I don't know much about all these teams, to be quite honest. But James,
the team you're talking. So everybody thinks that Southern Cal's got a chance.
Yeah,
because they got a good defense, have a quarterback back, so they have a lot of returning players coming back too.
Do we still believe in Lincoln Riley?
Well, you got Gary Patterson running the defense, so at least you got you got a guy with a different personality on the defensive side of the ball.
All right, you want Michigan? Any thoughts on Michigan or Washington at 17?
Well, what's going to be interesting with Michigan is they have the quarterback. He's back.
That's right. They got the big dollar kid.
Yes. So
what's his name? Ty?
Is it Underwood?
Yeah, Underwood. Ty Underwood.
So he's back. So they lost some players, but they also gained some players because a lot of the players came from Utah, came to Michigan.
And I believe in Kyle Willingham.
Oh, yeah. That's what I agree. They have a really good coach in Kyle. So there's going to be some toughness to that because that's all he's built on.
Yeah. I mean, you think about what he was able to do at Utah and now the resources at Michigan.
Oh, so and he's at a place where they're going to give him everything he needs to be successful.
So much scandal in that program, though. They need to, and they brought in the right guy to clean up everything and put them back on the map. Washington is at 17. Penn State at 18. Obviously, new coach there coming in from Ohio State, Matt Campbell. Rocco Becht brings his quarterback with him.
He brought the whole team with him.
Yeah, I think this is a sneaky good team because I believe in Matt Campbell. I think he's a fantastic coach. I was hoping FSU could snag him. But I think he's going to make some noise.
And I think this Beck will be good.
Really good.
He's got a quarterback because Beck is a really good player. And you're right with Campbell. Look what he did at Iowa State. So if you could do it at Iowa State, now you're at Penn State, you got a chance. And I think the schedule is in their favor because I don't think that they play a lot of the top teams in the Big Ten. So they have a chance.
SMU from the ACC still sounds weird. Is at 19. That's week 2 for Florida State at home on a Monday night, September 7th. That's a huge game for FSU. Huge game for FSU. If they can go in and beat, they've got Kevin Jennings coming back, their quarterback, but they've lost a lot too. But they went out and they NIL'd the hell out of it. They spend money at SMU. So,
well, I'm gonna say this, Jay. FSU will beat them.
Really?
Second game, it's in Tallahassee.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Like you said, they have Jennings, and they lost a lot of guys too. But I don't know why I feel like this, but I think if the quarterback comes on at Florida State, they got a chance.
Yeah. Ashton Daniels is having a great camp. He's got some weapons at Florida State, so it'll be interesting. That's going to be a huge game for the FSU program. Tennessee is 20. I don't know much about Tennessee now.
I don't know much. And
Heupel's got
quarterback is what he's looking for.
Yeah. Utah is at 21. Iowa's at 22. Houston at 23. Louisville at 24. There a lot of people talking about Louisville.
Well, I think 24 is a little low for them because I just looked at them between that bracket from 15 to 20. So I just think that he has a lot coming back. He wouldn't got him a quarterback. So, and that team is always, it's one of those teams that's always sneaky good.
Yeah.
You never think about it. Then all of a sudden you pop up and they're beating somebody they shouldn't beat.
What year is this for Jeff?
I think this is Brom's fourth year.
Fourth year? Yeah.
I think maybe
it's a good coach. A really good coach.
Good job.
So that'll be interesting to see. And Louisville will be a big part of the ACC success if they can get going. That Louisville needs to be good for the ACC to be good.
They really do, because now you're looking at Miami and Clemson. Florida State is still there. You still got some name programs. The team that needs to be good too has got to get going is North Carolina.
Yeah, so there are some programs that really have had good success. And you talk about Florida State and Clemson, who won national championships in the last 10, 15 years. And obviously Miami has rebounded in the NIL era, has really, really helped Miami tremendously. North Carolina, Louisville is a program. Virginia Tech was a program. Will James Franklin be able to revive that? They've had some really good seasons as well. And NC State is always plucky good. So they're, who knows? And even Duke's been not too bad with the Manny Diaz there. So maybe the ACC will be a little sneaky. We'll see.
Know what happened to ACC when everyone's expanded, they didn't do anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So then,
we went and got Cal, and Stanford.
Yeah, but
academically, we did really well.
But them teams, they passed over a whole lot of states to come across.
Our GPA went up.
Yes, the GPA did.
I don't know about our overall ranking, but
you know what I always wondered? I was like, okay, just say if you weren't in football, just say you're in another sport and you have a game like on a Tuesday night and you got to fly in.
It's ridiculous.
And then you got to fly all the way back out. And then if you're pray to God that you don't have someone with an exam that Wednesday morning.
What is this exam thing you speak of? You acting like these kids are going to class now, Coach? Come on. Come on now.
They're doing something.
When's the last time you heard a kid academically ineligible?
Well, that's not going to happen again.
Ever.
Because all the classes are online, so you shouldn't fail a class online.
What are you saying? The players aren't taking this? Come on now, Coach.
You should not fail a class online.
Yeah.
With Chat GPT now? Come on.
It's a different world we're living in here, Coach.
It's a different world.
A different world we're living in. Hey, one other thing. I did a video for our Pewter Report partnership that we have about the Bucs with Vita Vea and without him. Because I even asked Todd this question the other day, and he's like, I don't want to play without him, but if I have to, they've got an interesting rotation of guys. Obviously that you're familiar with. You coached them last year. And one of them we talked to the other day, Elijah Roberts.
Roberts, yes.
He got up to 315, Coach.
Yes.
Because he was, we would say he was probably
280
playing out of position a little bit inside at 6'5", 280. Yep. So at now at 6'5", 3, he wants to play at 305. And he had a nice game the other night. What are your thoughts about him?
He's got the quickness and he's got length. You look at how long his arms are, that he's long. And so he can keep guys out of his body. But he even like last year, we felt like that he was a guy that could come on and he's going to get better and get in the rotation. He started some games last year.
Yeah.
Because you had him and Logan at that time, and then you had Vita, and then when Cancer got hurt, you had to move Elijah to the 3 technique, which was tough on him because he had never played the 3. So now you was trying to, get him inside to put him somewhere. But he's a guy that can really come on and if he can carry that.
He said I asked him directly. He says, I feel just as fast, just as twitchy
Yes.
So
because and he's got length.
Yes.
So you got length and size, and you can keep guys out of your body. That's what he can do.
He's got longer arms than the edge guy.
Oh, he
does. Who's got the T-Rex arms?
Yeah, he has longer arms.
I don't think that's going to matter.
No, but the thing where you could do it, Elijah, you can play him at the 3, you can play him at the 4, you can put him at 5, you can put him in different spots, and he can help you.
And the other Elijah Simmons that they brought in last year,
right.
you coached him up. He's a big body boy. He's a legit 335.
Oh, he's thick. He's got to be bigger than 335.
You think he's like 350?
Oh, he's thick.
Yeah, he's thick.
He is so thick, and he's explosive. Like you can put him on the center, and he'll knock this center 10 yards back because he's strong, he's explosive. He just got to get off the block and make the play. But
yeah,
and he's learning, and that's the thing. When guys come into this league, they think that they can do to a player in the league what they did to a player in college, which you can't do.
Right.
Because you guys in the league, they're smarter, and they know what your strengths are, and they're going to always play, to your weaknesses. They're going to find out where you're weak at, and that's where they're going to attack you at.
And they got Ashawn. They brought in from the Robinson from the Panthers, who gives them kind of a bigger feel. And they brought Nacho back, which I think is awesome. He's a playmaker. He's an energy guy. And you got Bain on the outside. You got David Walker, who is kind of an extra draft pick. Anthony Nelson is going to be there as well. You got Yaya. They got a lot of rotation. Muhammad, as well.
Yeah.
So there's a rotation there. If you have to play without Vita, nobody wants to, but you can do it.
You forgot about my boy Braz. I know you don't. Braz is out there.
Braswell,
he's out there.
Yeah, coach. He's not going to be out there long. I hate to tell you, but he's nice young man. But I don't think Mr. Braswell is going to make the squad.
Well,
I could be wrong. I wish him the best, but it's getting a little crowded out there.
It is crowded, and that's the good thing about that room is crowded. And some decisions are going to have to be made, and that's what's tough because if I'm saying it could be one of the best defensive lines in the conference if Kalijah stays healthy.
Yeah, that's a key, right?
If Kalijah and you got to get Vita back.
Yeah,
you got to get Vita back.
When you go Vita, Kalijah, Bain, Yaya, who's better than that?
Who's better than that? And then the guys that you can bring in to give them a
all
spell.
those guys we just mentioned. That's why I talked about it. It's like that's a rotation.
That's a rotation.
And Jalen Jones, by the way, who they picked up, who's 6'5", 340,
yes,
is another big body.
Another big body. So the thing you got to get Vita back.
Yeah, I think he's going to come back. He ain't going to miss game checks.
I hope so. But it's you're getting down to it. Here we are sitting at August the 19th. And you need him back, and if he gets back a week before the game, then he'll be good because he's a vet, so he knows how to get his body back right. He knows how to get himself back into the right condition, and he'll know how many plays that he can go in a game and play. But now he can go in a game and play those plays because there's somebody to spell him.
Yeah.
So now he can go in, take the plays he can take, and then somebody can come in and take hits off of him.
I know you like Chris Braswell, but I had some people asking me in the comments, like, second round pick, how do you miss on a guy like that? Like, he's not terrible, but he's supposed to. We're looking at second round picks. But they should be starters.
I know, but what's tough is that you just don't. You pick a guy and you really don't know how he's going to be until you get him, and then you've seen first round picks that are busts.
Yeah.
So it's just hard, and like you said, Brad's he's got things he can do well, but you look at the other guys like Yaya, like David Walker, those guys have got a special talent to them also.
Yeah, it's like Chris. It's never that he messes up. It's but he just doesn't make plays ever.
And that's the thing. Like he doesn't. you're looking for someone who all of a sudden is going to pop. Like,
right,
hey,
right.
I feel that guy. Because
Yeah.
you want to, like, when you walk out there, you want to feel guys. It's like Bane, you know what? I feel him. Like, hey, I know that guy. You know, like, and that's what you don't. Even with Nelly, like Nelly on special teams is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So Nelly makes it.
But then again, he always comes out and makes a play, interception to win the game, or the got you in the playoffs. I mean, if he doesn't make that play, he's always showing up. He doesn't play a lot, but he always shows up and makes play. I can't tell you one play that Chris Braswell has made in 2 years.
So and you talk
maybe
about
three.
That Nelly play. So I did a cut up last year on just strip.
Yeah.
Fumbles and everything, turnovers. And it was his play. And then if you remember against the Saints, when the safety, when he went in and picked up the ball and took it down.
Yeah.
When Winfield picked up the ball.
Those 2 game-winning plays.
And scored.
Yeah.
But you look for, guys that they're around the ball. They can get the ball out. There's something good is going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And with Chris, unfortunately for him, it just never happens. And, he might be headed out the door. All right, Coach, anything else you want to chat about?
I'm good, Jay.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You ready? You ready for college football to start?
Ready for college football.
FSU plays next Friday night, a week from Friday. New Mexico State's coming in.
But they need that game to get ready for the next one.
If they lose that game.
Oh, they can't lose that. New Mexico State. Wow. Now
Tom Herman, your interim coach after week 1.
Hey, they can't do it.
They're not going to lose that game.
No. I think they had a good year. Didn't New Mexico State have a good year last year? Like
I kind of think that they were sneaky good.
They were like
one of those New Mexico teams was like sneaky good.
I think he came in and had a good year last year.
Oh God, don't tell me that.
Yeah,
I don't want to see.
For some reason, I think
you're right. Wrong. No, all right, Coach. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
All right. Sure will.
Right back to the regular time next week.
Okay.
We're done with camp next week. Thank God. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. We will get to your comments. Got a couple other interviews I want to show you. Some more stuff coming your way here on the JP Peterson Show. Hey, Tampa Bay, it's time to get your AC unit ready for summer. And here at Third Generation Plumbing and Mechanical, we recommend getting ahead of the game, keeping your family cool before the hot summer months with one of our maintenance agreements in the hopes of avoiding the dreaded emergency service call. Our maintenance agreements include, we'll test the electrical components, check and tighten high and low voltage wire connections. We'll check the refrigerant for manufacturer's performance levels, test thermostats, calibrate if needed, clean the evaporator coil and condenser coil, and clear and treat the drain line and drain pans. Just call us at 813-961-8024 for the special rates, and a human will actually answer. 813-961-8024 or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted #3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at pitchroofing.com. They now have the pitch portal where you can go on their website and find out all about your job. If whatever's going on, when the completion date will be, there'll be pictures there. There's information on the folks that are doing the job, when they'll be back. Everything is on there, so you don't have to call and find out, hey, what's going on with my roof? What's it going to cost me? What's the final estimate? All that stuff. It's all there in the Pitch Roofing portal. So check that out at pitchroofing.com. Something they offer that nobody else has in the roofing business, which is pretty cool. All right. You guys have been very patient. I appreciate you. So let's hit to the comments here today. Back to the beginning and go to one of our members. Of course, you guys come first. Alejandro. Good morning, JP and the Petermans. Afternoon. Rough game last night for the boys, being that Soriano was pitching well and we had multiple opportunities against him. Hope we have a better game tonight against Scherzer. Yeah, we really haven't talked about the Rays on the field. 10-5 loss. Nick Martinez coming off his complete game, 101 pitches in that game, just didn't have it. I don't know. He said he felt good. It wasn't because of that, but hard to think it wasn't, because it was by far his worst outing. I mean, he wasn't terrible. It just felt like the Blue Jays, who are the lowest scoring team in the league, just kind of had his number. They barreled up balls. I think the first 3 hits were over 95 exit velo. So not good. They got 17 hits. The Blue Jays did. That's a season high. 3 home runs. Again, just not a good night for the Rays. They had 13 hits last night, but all singles. So now they've lost 4 out of 5. They've given up 26 runs in the last 3 games. No bueno for your pitching staff. And Cash even admitted that the bullpen's a little gassed. We talked about this on the Big O show yesterday, which, by the way, for all you Rays fans, must listen to, like and subscribe to the Big O show on YouTube and on the podcast, Apple and Spotify. Best Rays pod in the market by far. We talked about, we've seen this with the Rays and the way they manage their team, the way they manage their bullpen. At the end of the season, they tend to be overtaxed, and you can't have that going into the postseason. So that's something to keep your eye on. Couple double plays against the Rays last night when they had opportunities. The Blue Jays made some really good defensive plays last night. It was a 10-5 game. Could have easily been, the other way. But, that's baseball. So they've lost 4 out of 5. They'll get back at it tonight with Big Red on the mound. Rasmussen on the mound tonight. All right, what else we got? Tonight's matchup says Alejandro, All-Star Rasmussen versus future Hall of Famer Max Scherzer. Hope it's a good game. Scherzer hasn't made it past the 5th inning this season, but being that it's a Hall of Famer, we want to go see that. Yeah. What else we got? Douglas Batista, another one of our VIP members. Good morning, Petermans. JP, any news if the Rays documents have been released? I believe they need to be released today to have a week before the vote next week. I have not seen anything yet. I'm expecting that we get the draft today. Carlson said the draft was going to come out today. So, yeah, we shall see. But we're still on track. That's all that really matters. Joe Dombrowski says, if I understand right, the documents and draft prelim agreement will be delivered today to Carlson. Then it will be put on the agenda tomorrow for vote on 8/27. You are correct. You are correct. Rick is in today, says JP snaps his fingers at city council responds. We know who the next mayor of Tampa will be. I guess JP will have to sell his other 5 houses in Orlando. If I only lived the life you say I do, Rick, it would be awesome. Joe talking about Charlie Crist keeping the Rays in St. Pete. Crist is a fool. Yes. Yeah, Rick and James bring up a good point. Hurst is going up against the Bucs secondary. I get it. James also says Hurst is going to be real good, great hands, and a yak, unlike Evans. It's true. Offense, not a worry if healthy, but this complicated bowl scheme that takes players years to learn, that's another story, JP. Well, listen, we've been promised that there have been scheme changes. So, I'm not going to believe it till I see it. I'm with you, boys. But this defense has a really good opportunity to be good. And again, it's because if it was, we just talked about with Charlie, that front four, if it stays healthy and you can get pressure with 4, then Bowles doesn't have to really go into the bag of tricks. And that's when I think things get really complicated. He can play more of it. Remember Rondé said they don't have a base defense. When they can get pressure with 4, they can play more predictably and for them. And remember, if you're the defense that the Bucs played in their heyday was very predictable. You just couldn't beat it. They were too good at it. So sometimes it doesn't matter scheme. It's about execution. If you can't, and that's, when you're playing really good defense, they know what you're doing. You're not tricking them. You're just beating them off the ball. You're beating them up and you're executing better than they can. And that's when defense, and I think this team at least has the bodies and the speed and size to do that, where last year they just didn't have any of that. Gio Provenzano, hello to you, says prediction, August 26th, Glazers announced they will move the Bucs out of the area if the Tampa government does not fund the entire $1 billion RJS upgrade. I hate you, Gio. I hate you. That just gave me a pit in my stomach. It's for real. Talking about the backup quarterback job, Joe D says, door is open for Jalen. Ain't no doubt about that. Rick says, Gio, man, that's some cold-hearted stuff right there. Didn't that give you shivers? Not saying I put it past him. Alejandro says, eventually we're going to say Mike Evans who? Yeah, I don't know about that, partner. All jokes aside, I know we love Mike, but if Hurst can play healthy in most of his snaps, he might be the X factor. I don't see the 49ers going far with the Rams and Seahawks in that division. By the way, did you see Mike, what he was wearing at 49ers practice, like these short shorts and a sleeve on his leg? A little bizarre. That's California, though. Once you get to California, things change, right? Joe D says, Browning is run-of-the-mill. You know what you're going to get with him. He's someone you settle for. Don't tell that to his girlfriend or his wife. I'm not sure who that is. Thank God they toned that down. Rick reminds us that Tony Romo is available for Dallas again as a backup quarterback. He's got some time on his hands. Woo! That was a costly DUI. Joe D says Milton has a super powerful arm, an absolute cannon for an arm, can hit a target from 80 yards out, but it's not consistent. I know, that's it. James reminds me Browning is a stiff, just like Teddy B was last year, which is why Baker's 50% was their best chance to win. Remember today when Baker left versus the Rams, Browning worse. So that's why Bowles happy with Jalen. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. All right, who else we got here? Formerly known as Jeff B says we don't need to see Connor again. Yeah, I think Basilak is definitely the odd man out. No question about that. James says, come on, JP, Baker's not going anywhere, but fine. Develop Jalen to be a future possible quarterback in the mix. I mean, he's the only one of these guys that has a ceiling high enough to be, a decent NFL quarterback. Let's just be honest. Bazelak and Browning just aren't those guys. Yeah, it says Jalen moves better than Baker does. Baker's underrated now. Come on now. He can move. He can go. What else we got here? Joe Bucks Frauds says Bucky and Gainwell will get a lot of short yard touchdown catches this season. Yeah, being out there at camp, you see this a lot. They throw the ball out in the flat. And, of course, once again, it's the Bucs linebackers covering. But Bucky and Gainwell have another gear in the open field that they can get to. And, the linebackers just can't catch them. So, yeah, you get a good play action pass or just a good crack block, quote, not a pick, of course. You get that back out into the flat. It's so tough to cover. And those two, especially with those two guys. James says, I told you, JP, Bucs will not risk putting JD on the practice squad. Yep. I thought the Browning backup thing was just a given, but I was wrong. It's definitely open. No question about it. And I still don't think, Jalen went undrafted. Every team you say that's going to come pick him off your squad passed on him 7 times. So to think that based on one game, somebody's going to come put Jalen on your active roster, I still think that's a stretch. But if he goes out and balls out in the next 2 games, that changes. No question about it. What else we got? James says, still stunned at Jason Light's second-round issues. The kicker from FSU, that would be Aguayo. Kyle Trask, and now the injury magnet Morrison, who wasn't out there today after 2 days of practice. I mean, you knew you were trying to replace oft-injured Dean, so you draft Morrison. Horrible pick. Yeah, it looks like that now. No question about it. But think about those 3 guys. Aguayo was the most accurate kicker in the history of college football when he left Florida State. You think that's a pretty safe pick, but mentally he couldn't handle it. He just couldn't handle it in the NFL. But still, a little bit of a risk drafting quarterback in the second or a kicker in the second round, right? So there's a little bit of really eyebrows raised. Kyle Trask, second round. A lot of people said, "Who? What? Why are you drafting Kyle Trask here now?" There was some thought, well, Brady can tutor him and blah, blah, blah. But Kyle was, he was a product of the system in college. Let's just be honest. That's and it was a risk. Physically, he didn't really wow you. But you thought he put up a lot of yards in the SEC, but he was, and that's why not many people had him rated that high. So that was another risk. Kind of both of those picks, you're like, ooh, what? And then Morrison was an injury risk. He didn't play his senior season, had 2 genetically screwed up hips. So they had to have surgery on him, and they're causing him all kinds of leg problems. So all 3 of those were gambles, so to speak. So, yeah. Rick says about Chase McLaughlin's contract issues. Chase kicks better with an edge to him, tongue in cheek on the Baker deal. Yeah, I don't see why you would be wasting. I mean, just sign Chase to an extension. That's just the biggest no-brainer ever. I don't think he's asking for the world, but who knows? All right, so Joe D and Rick going back and forth, and I can't read all of your comments here. Sorry, guys. TJC just catching up on Scott's interview. Jalen and Andy Koltonicki as his quarterback coach in OC. Oh, at Kansas. He had plenty of good enough coaching there. I don't know who those guys are, my friend, but I'm sure they're good. He said he and then Jeff Grimes, more than good enough. Both were 1.2 on the hottest OC hires in college football. Okay. Listen, Jalen has impressed, but there's a reason why he didn't get drafted too. So I'm not saying he can't be, not at all. but I still think it would be a stretch for someone to come steal him away. But if you like him that much, you don't give him an opportunity to. Yeah, TJC mentioning that Michigan plays OU in week 2. Yeah, that's it. There's some really good games in weeks 1, 2, and 3 that are going to be those non-conference big boy games. Joe D says, I'm surprised, a little surprised Navy isn't in the top 25. By the way, these preseason polls, they're just for fodder. They're the most useless things ever, but just fun to talk about. I mean, it's college football where now you have 40 to 65 new players on every team, almost every team in America. So, yeah. TJC says OU in the first 5 weeks plays at Michigan, at UGA, Texas neutral site. Later plays Texas A&M, Missouri, Ole Miss, and Florida. Damn. That is a gauntlet, no doubt. To be sure. Michael LaRue says, what's longer, the list of Browns starting quarterbacks since 1999 or JP's list of producers? Wait, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What can I tell you? It's not the highest paying job in the world. People find better things to do. I try to keep costs low so I don't have to charge you guys, right? You get what you pay for, most of you. Rick says, don't worry, JP. Braswell will stick somewhere on this roster. He is Velcro man. He's Velcro man. Yeah, Steven Soper says, Cansey can't stay healthy because he's undersized. I agree with that. He is really small for a defensive lineman. Really small. But that's, he gets his advantage there getting off the ball. John Hill says draft picks from Bama have not worked for the Bucs. Braswell and O.J. Howard. It's true. And I don't think they've had a good Seminole since who was since Derek, maybe. I know I'm missing somebody. Who else did we have? Florida State guy. Greg Spires. Jameis. Yeah, like I said, since Derek. I'm missing somebody, though. I feel bad about that. I'm missing somebody. Somebody correct me. Rick says, Todd's bag of tricks has been reduced to pull my finger. Yeah, I don't know if it's gotten that far. Yeah, Steven Sober reminds us Mike Evans was hurt day 3 of 49ers training camp. But he's back now. Michael LaRue says Chase McLaughlin doesn't have an extension on an expiring contract either. The Glazers really love players playing out their contracts, or they hate taking money out of the bank and putting it in escrow. I think the latter might be part of the deal, to be quite honest. All right, we got through most of those comments. Appreciate you guys. We'll take one more break that we got to get in. Then we'll come back. I want to play that Chase McLaughlin interview for you. I think that's because he's got a good dad joke in there, and we don't want to miss that, right? So, of all things, we got to get to that. All right, back in 4 minutes. JP here for Genesis of Tampa. And as you know, I purchased a GV70, a 2023, about 3 months ago. Just had the service done, the valet service. They came here to the studio, picked up the car while I was doing the show, went and serviced it, brought it back like I never even knew it was gone. And if I needed it, they bring me a loaner as well. The service is absolutely incredible. The car, I've been driving it for a while, and I could not love it more. The performance, the luxury, the looks you get, it's pretty cool. It's a GV70. Right now, they have a lease starting at $329 for the GV70, at $369 for the bigger GV80. You've got to go test drive these cars, folks. I'm telling you, the value that you get for the money, it feels like the absolute top of the line, and it is, but it's a fraction of the cost. You got to go test drive them. Tell them JP sent you. 801 East Bears Avenue, just off of 275. You will not regret it. Genesis of Tampa. As the Rays enjoy being back in their Tropicana Field home this season that was ravaged by Hurricane Milton, Italiano Insurance wants to remind us all how important it is to be properly insured. 40% of you are underinsured. That can mean financial disaster. Let the experienced and friendly agents at Italiano shop your policies for the best price and the right coverage. Italiano saved me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year, over $500 on our homeowners insurance. They can do the same for you. That's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Cost less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with our all-star agents at Italiano Insurance, or call our Boca Grande office at 941-964-0400. From I do to I still do, the Golden Diamond Source is there for you at every special moment in your lives. Yes, I went shopping there for my engagement ring, and it's not actually family, but it sure feels like family with Julie and Steve Weintraub, great philanthropists here in the Tampa Bay area. They've been doing this business for over 40 years. Thousands of customers have bought that perfect ring at the Golden Diamond Source. No matter what your budget is, they will guide you through your first diamond purchase to upgrading your Golden Diamond Source diamond at 100% of its value for a bigger, better diamond. 100% of your diamond's value. You can't get that anywhere else. Enjoy their beautiful, relaxing bridal salon and select for the most extensive collection of diamond engagement rings anywhere. Wedding bands, anniversary rings, it's all there. Go see them at the Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Omerton Road, and please tell them JP sent you. Just over the bridge from Tampa Bay. It's the easiest place to shop for that perfect diamond. Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out: $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch, and everything is handmade, and the wings are big, and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Well, we know there are roofing scammers everywhere. So for ultimate transparency, my friends at Pitch Roofing built something called the Pitch Partner Portal. And it is live right now at partner.pitchroofing.com. See, when you roof with Pitch, you're not just a customer, you are a partner. Every partner gets a private account. You can see your entire project in one place, where it stands, your documents, photos, your balance, and your team. You want an answer at 11 o'clock at night? It's all right there. They also built a free roofing calculator in-house on that same site, so you can get an estimate. And unlike these other websites, you don't have to talk to anyone if you don't want to, and they do not sell your information to other companies. You are never turned into a lead. It all stays with Pitch. Now, right now, the portal is open to all of their Tampa Bay area partners, and Delray Beach, Orlando, the Villages are coming soon. So if you've been thinking about your roof, start at pitchroofing.com or call 727-67-PITCH. That's 727-677-4824. Transparency right in your pocket. That, folks, is roofing done right.
Pitch roofing, roofing done right.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at the Golden Diamond Source. Don't forget to renew those vows. Get a new ring. That's right. Upgrade that thing. Bring it into the Golden Diamond Source. If you bought it there, you're going to get 100% of the value that you paid. That's their diamond savings account. Nobody does that. And you get a bigger, better diamond. You get 100% of what you paid. And if you didn't, they'll still pay you something for it. And you can upgrade to get a real natural diamond, 5 carats, 10 carats. Go ahead, go 20 carats. They got one of those there. Check it out. You can afford it, you big ballers. I know who you are. Get on over there to the Golden Diamond Source. Check out the watch section they have there for you guys. They have a whole extended men's section, so expanded, so check that out as well. It's the Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Omerton Road, just over the bridge if you're coming from Tampa, and always online at goldendiamond.com. We got some breaking news from the Pat McAfee show. I'll just play this into the microphone here. Adam Schefter. Love this. Listen to the qualifiers in here. I love when he goes, there may be some movement on it. Yes. I mean, sources are telling me. People are talking to people. Vita Vea could be looking to resign.
In communication there, and is that the idea that Vita Vea is going to get some sort of deal done in the coming weeks here?
See, that's the whole thing with these situations, right? Like they could be at a certain spot in a certain day in a certain week, and then they could flip.
They could flip.
And I'm just saying, to me, reading between the lines, having conversations with people, it feels like there's been a shift in that one.
Oh, there's been a shift.
It feels like we've gone from a tone of pessimism to one where there's potential optimism.
Ooh,
it feels like we've gone from Vita Vea wanting a trade to Vita Vea now wanting to try to get a deal done.
Of course.
It feels like we've gone from there being questions about Vita Vea not being in Tampa to now let's see if and they can get it done. I think it's flipped. I think eventually the two sides figure it out. I think they get something done, and I think Vita Vea stays.
We love that. We love that for Vita.
Told you. Yeah, he was never going anywhere. It was all fake leverage. He wouldn't get a training camp anyway. I told you, not until the second game is done are we going to get anywhere with Vita Vea. He's not missing game checks. He'll be here. So that's good news. Because we play a lot better with Vita Vea. The defense is a lot better with Vita Vea. All right, as promised, the Chase McLaughlin interview. Who doesn't want to interview the kicker? But this is fun. And we even get a dad joke. He's well known for when he passes by Todd Bowles in the halls, he always has a dad joke for Bowlesy. So here we go. Chase McLaughlin.
Anyone want to start?
Coming into a new season, how does your routine, does it change at all, or do you keep it relatively the same?
I try to keep everything the same. I've always been a very routine guy over the past 8 seasons, kind of building it up. And so, basically ever since I got to Tampa, it's just been the same routine. And there's little tweaks I need to do here and there, then I'll work on that. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, try to keep everything the same.
Guys, with a new coordinator, with Danny here now, does it change things all for you, or is it essentially the same job for you and lots of changing around?
Yeah, it's my third coordinator here at the Bucs, so it's just like anything. It's just a new relationship. We have to build trust, build that foundation, and go on from there.
What is that relationship like with him?
It's been good. It's been he's coached for 30 some odd years, so he brings a lot of experience and professionalism to the table. So it's been a great back and forth, figuring out what each other wants, expects, needs to have success on the field. And ultimately, that's what it's all about: is winning, making kicks, and moving on to the next one.
How unique of a guy is he? He just seems like he's just, I don't know, what coach like you never really see in the NFL. He's just a very unique guy.
Yeah, very energetic guy. He keeps everyone's attention in the meetings, and like I said, it's just been great to build that trust with him and build that relationship.
Kind of need new material this year. The dad joke department is good.
Why can't you trust stairs? Because they're always up to something.
Nice.
Not everyone at once.
Yeah. Keep it going.
Yep.
Do you have anything this offseason you're specifically working on, training with anybody?
Nope. Like I said, I just kind of try to keep everything the same. It's been going pretty well. I've been feeling confident and kicking the ball out there, so just try to keep it all the same.
Yeah. Chase, you're going into last year's contract. Is there any chance or any talk of getting an extension before the season, or is that a wait?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something anyone on the field would like to have done, is get an extension early. So obviously we saw the Steelers, the Cowboys, and the Texans all get something done, which was really cool. I'm very happy for all 3 of those guys. That they deserve it. And I think it's really cool to see the league moving in that direction, and that, like, everyone knows points are at a premium in this league. And I think across the league we're seeing that kickers are being seen more as an asset than an afterthought. I think those 3 examples this offseason were great to see. So I'm very happy for them. And yeah.
For you, I think you have to, like some other guys in this roster, have to like the stability of being in the same city for a couple years now and settling into the team and fitting.
Yeah, no, it's been great to be here in Tampa for going on my, fourth year now. So that's been wonderful. So, yeah, excited to see what the future holds, wherever that may be.
Are you a little surprised given your performance that they haven't offered?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business. So they can offer me if they want. If not, then we move on and play the season and do as well as we can. So my opinion or my feelings about it don't really matter. At the end of the day, I'm signed for a contract for the season. And do that and hopefully perform well and see what happens after that.
Your accuracy has been great throughout your career. Last week, with the 50-yard plus field goals. Do you think the biggest change has been with kicking that teams are more willing to go for those 50-plus and 60-yard field goals now?
Yeah, I think we've seen a change across the league now, starting to trust guys, let them have it, let them have opportunities for it. So it actually started back when I was with the Colts the first time at the end of 2019. I was able to, lucky to come in after Adam Vinatieri, and he was actually the one who gave the advice. He said, hey, look, start kicking longer kicks in practice, because if they see it in practice, they're going to trust it in the game. So ever since then, I tried to apply it to my practices, and Todd's been great to give me the chances to hit those long ones.
Well, there you go. Somebody just asked me, are they stapling something in the background? No, that's the sled. That's Ruben Bain and some of the other guys working after practice on the sled. Yeah, we're doing the interviews outside. So it always seemed, we were joking about this, and all the media were like, why does the lawnmower seem to come up like every time? Like as soon as we start, damned if the guy wasn't like, every time someone would start answering the question, it'd be like, here comes the weed whacker. Yeah, listen, for Chase, he was talking about those recent contracts. He's making $4.1 million a year, and he was 11 of 12, I think, from over 50 yards. He's 84% on kicks, as good as anybody in the league. Chris Boswell from Pittsburgh just got 4 years, $28 million, so $7 a year. Brandon Aubrey just got 4 years, $28 million as well. Kymie Fairburn from Houston got 2 years, $13. So the good kickers are getting $7 million a year. He's at 4.1, so he's due a raise, and they just want to wait and I guess see till. I mean, you wouldn't want to not sign this guy. It's kind of stupid. So you're going to pay him eventually. Just pay the dude. Give him some security. I mean, kickers are head cases. Why would you want to mess with their brains? No, thank you. That's silly. Just silly. All right. Thank you guys for checking in once again. We will be back tomorrow. This will be our last training camp special time JP show. So we'll be back noon to 2 again. The Big O show is going to be on Friday back at 12:30, and Friday our show will be from 10 to noon. So programming note there. But tomorrow, one more day at noon to 2 o'clock, and then we're back to our regular time. So thank you guys for joining us as usual. What else we got? We got Rays coming up tonight as Big Red's back on the mound. Drew Ras is on the mound tonight against Max Scherzer. So check that out at 6:40. Thank you guys for commenting. Thanks to Charlie Strong for coming in and Scott Reynolds for joining us as well. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Go Rays.